You ever wonder why most New Year's resolutions just fizzle out by February? Well, the answer isn't a lack of willpower. It's because we have a flawed system. So today, we're going to crack open the framework from James Clear's incredible book, Atomic Habits. It's all about getting huge results, not through some massive effort, but through tiny, almost invisible changes.
And this, right here, this is the foundation of the entire book. It's a total shift in how you think about progress. Seriously, think about it. Your results today, they're just a reflection of the habits you've already built. You don't just wake up and achieve a goal. You build a system that makes that outcome almost inevitable. Goals are the destination, sure, but your systems are the car that's actually going to get you there.
So this whole systems-first approach really rests on three big pillars. First, the absolutely amazing power of tiny gains. Just getting 1% better every single day creates this massive compounding effect over time. Second, you got to have a laser focus on your process, not the final prize. And third, and this is the real game changer, true change isn't about what you do, it's about who you become. It's all about your identity.
Okay, so how do we actually build these powerful systems? Well, Clear gives us this brilliantly simple framework, the 4 laws of behavior change. Think of these as the levers you can pull to build good habits and, just as importantly, tear down the bad ones. Let's jump into the first law.
All right, first up, make it obvious. You know, every single habit we have starts with a cue, right? A little trigger that tells our brain to start the behavior. So what if we just made the cues for our good habits impossible to miss? This law is all about designing your world so that the best choice is also the most obvious one. We totally underestimate how much our environment shapes what we do. Like, we think we're fighting a lack of willpower, but really, we're often just fighting a poorly designed room. If you've got a cookie jar sitting right there on the kitchen counter, front and center, you're basically setting yourself up to fail. The whole goal here is to make your environment work for you, not against you.
And look how simple this is in the real world. Putting your workout clothes out the night before isn't just about saving 5 minutes in the morning. It's a giant visual cue that screams, hey, it's time to exercise. Or putting a water bottle on your desk. Suddenly, hydrating is the path of least resistance. You're just strategically placing triggers for the good stuff and hiding the triggers for the bad stuff.
So once a habit is obvious, we still need the motivation to actually do it. And that brings us to the second law, make it attractive. Habits really stick when we crave doing them. Our brains are hardwired to chase rewards, and we can actually design that feeling of anticipation on purpose.
Now here's a surprising fact about motivation. One of our deepest, most powerful cravings is the desire to belong. We are wired to imitate the habits of the people around us just so we can fit in. So the most effective way to make a habit attractive isn't just about raw willpower. It's about joining a group where the thing you want to do is just what everyone does. It's the normal behavior.
The takeaway here is super straightforward. Join a tribe where what you want to do is the default. Want to get fit? Find a gym where people are genuinely excited to be there. Want to read more? Join a book club. When the social norm is pulling you forward, the habit becomes almost effortless. And now for what might be the most practical law of all. Make it easy. Our brains are basically energy-saving machines. We're built to choose the path of least resistance. So every little bit of friction, every extra step you add to a habit dramatically decreases the chance you'll actually do it. The secret is to make good habits absurdly, ridiculously easy to start. Okay, this is one of my favorite techniques in the entire book. The idea is simple. A habit has to be established before it can be improved. So you just scale it way, way down. The goal isn't the big outcome. The goal is just to master the art of showing up. You're not trying to run a marathon right now. You're just trying to become the kind of person who puts their running shoes on every single day.
So instead of this huge, intimidating goal, you just lower the bar so much that it's basically impossible to say no. Read 30 books a year becomes read 1 page. Meditate for 20 minutes becomes meditate for 1 minute. The whole point isn't to finish. The point is just to start. The real victory is just in showing up.
Finally, to close the loop and make sure a habit actually gets repeated, we have the fourth and final law. Make it satisfying. Our brains operate on a very simple rule. What is immediately rewarded gets repeated. To make a habit stick, we have to feel some kind of immediate success.
And this is where it all clicks together. The most powerful form of satisfaction isn't a piece of chocolate or an hour of TV. It's reinforcing your desired identity. It's that feeling of actually becoming the person you want to be.
So think about it this way. When you finish that 1 minute of meditation, you're not just meditating, you are casting a vote that says, I'm a meditator. When you put on your running shoes, you're casting a vote for being a runner. That immediate satisfaction comes from proving to yourself with these tiny little wins that you really are becoming that person.
And there you have it. That's the Atomic Playbook, a simple, 4-step process for engineering a better system for yourself. Make it obvious by designing your environment. Make it attractive by finding the right tribe. Make it easy by starting with just 2 minutes. And make it satisfying by casting a vote for the person you want to become.
At the end of the day, you have to remember this. The goal isn't just to do an action, it's to embody an identity. The goal isn't to run for 2 minutes, it's to become a runner. These tiny habits are the little pieces of evidence that prove to you that you are changing who you are.
So the question isn't about some massive, life-changing overhaul you need to do tomorrow. It's much, much simpler and, honestly, a lot more powerful than that. What's one tiny action, one small thing you can do right now to cast a vote for the person you want to become?